fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white trunks with multicolored trim, hailing from Cartagena, Colombia. He weighed in at a ready 117 pounds. Undefeated in his campaign in the ring, his record stands at 20 wins, no losses, 2 draws, with 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight he is making his first attempt at a world title. Please welcome the undefeated IBF #1 ranked bantamweight contender, introducing Jesus Perez. And his opponent across the ring, presenting the defending world champion on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red trunks with black and white trim, fighting out of Orwell by way of Cincinnati, Ohio. He weighed in at the same weight as his opponent, 117 pounds. He also is undefeated at 21 wins, no losses, 1 draw, with 19 big wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight he is making the 6th defense of his title. Please welcome the undefeated IBF Bantamweight Champion of the World. Here is the Cincinnati Kid, introducing Tim Austin. Once again, a referee in charge, Kenny Bayless, now to give instructions. 12 rounds of championship boxing schedule.
Okay, fellas. And this area is a clean punch. Anything below the belt line will be considered low. Same thing here. Any punches delivered in this area is clean. Anything below this area is a low blow. Now, fellas, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I'm going to caution to obey my commands at all times and keep the fight clean at all times. Good luck to both of you. Touch gloves.
Final instructions from Kenny Bayless. Let's check out Bobby's keys to victory for this fight.
Austin establishing that jab. He has a wicked jab and all the reach. Slip punches and counter effectively. He's very, very good at that. And that straight left hand down the middle, he has been lethal with it. Works very well for him. Perez wants to slow Austin down a little bit, so he's going to have to start working the body very early on the inside. Also, control Austin on the inside. Not let him get any control in the inside. And land a straight right hand. If the left works for the lefty, the right will work for the orthodox fighter.
Round 1 scheduled for 12 for the IBF Bantamweight title. 9 of Austin's 19 knockouts in the first round, 16 of his 21 wins within 4. Speed, accuracy, movement, smarts. Those are his attributes. Also has good power in both hands, as Bobby alluded to. Big left hand, but usually flat out boxes his opponent. Perez eliminated in the first round of the '92 Barcelona Olympics. As we said, Austin was there too as a bronze medalist. That was his last loss, Perez. He's 11-0 by his account against southpaws.
That's a lot of southpaws, Steve.
It sure is, out of just 22 fights. Colombian fighters as a majority are smart, willing, and confident, but Perez, although unbeaten and ranked #1, somewhat of an unknown quantity, says this is his first fight on American soil. He's into it, isn't he?
Well, he is, and you know, he landed a nice counter left hook and one right hand just before that pushed Austin back a little bit, giving him notice. See, each fighter's different with southpaw. Some like the straight right hand, some like the left hook. This kid has a better straight right hand than his hook, but he seems to be going to the hook now. Maybe something he sees there with Austin's jab allows that hook to come right over the top of the right hand.
It's not going to be easy to sway Austin, who has tremendous heart and intelligence. He fought Balelo Batile for the title. Tough kid with a broken jaw. Try that, folks.
Well, there's definitely some grit in there.
Austin very cognizant of ring history. To go down as a great fighter, he realizes he needs to fight other great fighters, so he's got to get these unification fights going, stop these long stretches of inactivity, which he blames on a combination of managerial problems and fights falling through. Very slow start here to this championship fight. Austin's last fight, August 11th, the night before Holyfield Ruiz won, as he cruised to a unanimous decision over then #2 contender Arthur Johnson.
Right now, both fighters really looking to give, I guess, a little extra respect to one another. Very defensive-minded.
4 of Austin's 5 title defenses by knockout. The crowd is starting to get impatient early. 30 seconds left in the opening round, and it has been uneventful to this point. The lone blemish on Austin's career, the man in red, 95 first-round technical draw with Javier Diaz, but he won the rematch on decision a month later. Didn't waste time, setting the record straight there. So sort of a, for lack of a better term, feeling out process here in the opening round. Scheduled for 12. And the crowd responds.
All right, just find your rhythm with your jab. All right, you're going to try to counter you with something. Why? Just be in position to roll. Don't pull back and pull back coming out. Start pressing the fight a little bit. Don't lay back thinking so much. All right, he's timid. All right, exert some energy on him. All right, double jab, triple jab. Zip it over here, okay? But you gotta get your shots off. Don't lay back and let him think on you. Don't let his courage get up.
Give him a rinse.
All right, come on now. Pick your pace up.
Give him a rinse.
All right, he move his head.
Right in front of you,
he move his head, zip his body. Get down in there, pop, pop. Get in there, roll, get zip, zip. Don't come back out.
Sober instructions from the talented Aaron Snowell, one of the top trainers in the world, formerly with Mike Tyson. Frankie Randall, he was in Randall's corner when Frankie upset Julio Cesar Chavez. You remember that? I'll tell you, the fans are impatient here because they've just watched 2 pretty good fights, action-packed, and now seeing a much slower pace in this championship bout at the outset. There was some question with the ring record of Perez wearing the white trunks. According to Team Perez, he's not 20-0-2 with 11 knockouts, but actually 32-0-3 with 19 KOs.
It's considerably different.
But the reliable folks at Fight Facts have him at 20-0-2. We'll go by that. How does he neutralize Austin's speed and power, which we haven't seen much of yet, granted, but he told us he'll need a round to feel him out. We saw that, a feeling out round, then decide what to do. Well, let's see if he's decided.
He actually didn't do very bad in the first round. What he's doing is jumping in and out. Very few punches are landed by either fighter. Austin's being very cautious too, and I don't see any real power from Perez, so I think Austin should take a little more gamble, step in behind the double jab, fire 4 or 5, see what happens. Like, see there, he's being very timid, and quite honestly, Perez is just out working him a little bit.
Yeah, Austin off to a very deliberate start. He said he's seen tapes of Perez, feels that Perez is strong and aggressive, that he'll come right to him. But Austin said he'll move his head, watch for the headbutt, slip punches, and counter. But generally, he wants to be first. He feels Perez may be a bit overconfident. You recall, prior to his last fight, Austin fractured a bone in his left hand. And he did go 12 rounds for the first time in his last fight. He called it a great learning experience. But I'm not sure he had 12 rounds in mind against Arthur Johnson.
Let him out.
He certainly didn't have 12 rounds in mind against Jesus Perez. Perez said he doesn't feel Austin has a good chin, and that he does. Well, Perez has been down 2 times, and he feels he's difficult to hit. Austin's been down once in his 22 fights.
Really, there's very, very little action to call here. It's a defensive, not mastery, but just trying to make sure they don't get hit as opposed to worry about hitting.
So what you're saying is the 2 of us will be put to the test here.
A little bit.
Less than 30 seconds in round 2.
You see, in Austin, he doesn't take any steps in, no gambling, nothing. Missing 4 shots in a row and come back with 2 shots. Does Perez, and he misses both of those.
Tim Austin wearing the colors of the Cincinnati Reds, his hometown team. As we mentioned earlier, some terrific fighters out of that city, like Aaron Pryor, who's now in Tim's corner, and Ezra Charles, the fine heavyweight of years gone by.
I scored this round 0-0. I don't think anybody landed a punch.
And the crowd agrees. John Gonzalez will translate.
How you doing there? You gotta hurry up with that right right hand.
Con el cuerpo y la derecha, Jesús.
Throw your body.
¿Viste? Avanza con el
All
paso
behind that
y la
right hand.
derecha. Y tira a la izquierda después cruzar.
And
No
then
mire tanto
cross it with the
pantalla.
left.
Concéntrate en tu boxeo.
You got a box here.
Okay.
Stand up for me. Sit up here.
Está muy bien, no te ha hecho nada, ¿viste?
Once again, you're not doing anything here for me.
Esto era difícil, pero tienes que ponerse la más
I know it's
difícil
hard, but you
pegándole.
got to get
No puedes ponerse la difícil.
your act together. This is not
Para
going
que
to
no
get
te pegue.
easier.
Porque de todas maneras así no vas a ganar aquí. ¿Entendido? Tienes que pegarle. O trabaja más esa derecha. Quiero...
We're at the Mandalay Bay Event Center. Awarded AAA 4-diamond status. Beautiful hotel, and we're getting ready later for our main event. Holyfield Ruiz 2. Right now in a lackluster affair. We enter round 3 for the IBF Bantamweight title. Bobby Ches scored the last round 0-0.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the last round was tortured after score. I gave the round just for aggressiveness and jumping in and throwing punches to Perez because he missed more, but he threw them. Here he comes and he throws 3 or 4. Austin walks around. Even a little pawing jab, he's doing something. Nice left hand by Austin. There it is.
Straight.
Here it is. Step with the jab. All you had to do is step the entire time. He's got the reach. He's got the height, the leverage.
I've not seen Austin this cautious.
He seems to be treating Perez as some type of big puncher. Perez is just doing a lot of slapping. All arm punches, no real power.
All you got to do is look at his record. He's 20-2 with 11 knockouts. Not exactly a big puncher, Jesus Perez.
Definitely not a banger.
He's from Cartagena, Colombia. One of 7 brothers and sisters, married with 3 children. Rated number 1 by the IBF, unrated by the BA and BC. His American debut. His first world title shot. First fight in the United States. But he doesn't seem too awed by the environment. And now he eats a little leather there, finally.
He's working again. Double jab. Establish the jab, and he will establish all combinations and everything around it. The double jab, when he steps in with it, the left hand reaches. There it is again.
Good leaping left hand by Austin, who's beginning to open up now. Took him a while. He blocked that punch beautifully with his right arm, did Austin. Those punches are all being deflected by Austin.
The big winging shots through the all arm punches. The big slaps. Slaps make a lot of noise, but they don't really hurt.
All of a sudden, you see Austin taking charge. And there it is. A straight left, off the right, and down goes Perez.
4, 5, 6.
We talked about that straight left hand. A little bit of dynamite for the southpaw.
Well, he's got 30 seconds remaining in round 3. It's our first knockdown of the night. And this is our 3rd fight. Back comes Perez with a slapping left off the head of Austin. 10 seconds to go in the 3rd. Nice recovery by Perez.
Good combination, good left hook, right hand, and he followed up, but a little on the sloppy side.
He's wide open, waiting for trouble. It's Perez.
At least we're not sleeping anymore.
The crowd wakes up thanks to the knockdown against Perez.
Solamente tirando que te podemos ganar esta vaina. Abre la boca.
So a straight left hand putting Jesus Perez on the canvas after a very sluggish first couple of rounds, then some. Perez down for the 3rd time in his pro career.
This is how you draw it up. Step with the jab, left hand, right down the middle. You close the gap with the jab and you step and you follow him with your body, turn that left hand in. Picture perfect. That's how you draw it up on the board. There's jab 1, jab 2 gets him in there, and that left hand, leverage, perfect. That was pretty. You look at it slow motion one more time. Right there, super slow motion. You see the cheeks buckle in his face. Good left hand.
What's the expression? Right on the nose. Well, that was literally and figuratively. Round number 4. Tim Austin, after a very careful, cautious start, turning it up. And here comes Perez with combinations of flurry.
tagged Jimmy with one of those shots. Got a little funny wince out of him.
Yeah, one of them got through. It got the attention of the champion, and a wild swing and a miss with the left hand, and down he goes on a slip.
Time. Go over there. Time.
Kenny Bayless calling time. Now there's something wrong with the right glove.
Bring the tape over, get
tape
this.
on Perez's right glove. Jesus Perez trying to end this thing on one punch. I tell you what, he missed so big with that punch, the glove almost flew off. So they're taping it up strong.
Yeah, they had part of the laces hanging out. That could be something that could be an accident. You know, could have an accident of the lacing.
Oh yeah, you don't want that in the eyes.
Not a good thing.
Round 4 continues. Perez put down on a straight left hand at the end of round 3.
Perez wastes a lot of energy too, Steve. He jumps around quite a bit.
Most of those punches are very wide by Perez, and they're being blocked by the arms and shoulders of Austin.
Well, Austin with a nice right hand here, and Austin tried to counter. Neither of them landing effectively.
That's Perez's game. He's not afraid of Austin. He's getting right in there and looking to mix it up. He's even saying something to Austin.
Work out.
I don't think Tim speaks Spanish.
Part of the problem here is that Perez jumps in with a very herky-jerky style. And he's pretty quick with that leap in, and Austin trying to time him, but he hasn't really got the rhythm yet.
Usually it's the southpaw who's awkward, but in this case it's the conventional fighter who seems to be the more awkward of the two.
He doesn't throw many of his punches from the traditional orthodox angle. They're from all over.
Boy, every once in a while Jesus Perez just leaves himself wide open.
I'll tell you what, he jumps in like that. If I were the corner, I would tell Austin just dip and turn your left hand straight down the middle, and he'll walk right into that left hand.
Final minute of the 4th, another wild swing and a miss by Jesus Perez, but Austin trying to time his shots. He's in no hurry. See that left hook by Perez, but there was really nothing behind it. Austin's shots are much more powerful.
And you can see that even when Perez wings his big shots, he steps one foot in front of the other, almost as if he's walking. There's no way to generate power like that. See, that foot comes all the way forward, right foot in front, so he looks like a southpaw.
Once again, Perez very off balance.
Austin's starting to work the body a little bit, I think.
Perez looks like he might even be hurt here.
Head up.
Trying to hold on and smother Austin. Coming up next, Holyfield Ruiz 2. Into the dressing room of a very calm and composed Evander Holyfield. Claims a broken eardrum was the main problem in the first fight. Then he got hit in the left ear while sparring 9 days before the fight. A doctor told him it would heal in 3 days, but unbeknownst to Evander, by blowing his nose, it kept it from mending.
Yeah, exactly, Will. You cannot heal in less than 3 days if you put pressure on it. And I know because I have both mine broken, and when you blow your nose, your ear whistles. Not very comfortable.
Well, he said his equilibrium was off and it slowed him down.
Perez jumped out quick with the right hand that caught Austin off balance, and he just ran him down into the corner. Not all of those punches landing effectively, but he did start fast, swinging wildly.
Okay, seconds, let's go.
He got a little excited with himself here. and he was looking for a home run ball. Yeah, got a little too happy.
Round 5. Did you say your ear whistled or your nose whistled?
No, when I blew my nose, my ear whistled when the eardrum was broken.
I just wanted to clear that up because I know the
let him up, let him
phone
up,
calls were coming in. The switchboard was lighting up. One knockdown of the fight, end of round 3. Tim Austin with a straight left hand to the head of Perez, and down he went like a shot. He recovered pretty well, but he's been wild and awkward. And oh, there he goes again, a poking left hand, and he goes down.
Straight left hand, worked him behind the jab, caught him on the tail end of that left hand.
6.
Perez did not get out of the way.
8.
He finds more canvas.
Come on.
Bobby, a flash knockdown as Perez gets up quickly. Says, I'm all right. A little bit better than 2 minutes remaining in round 5, so he's got a long way to go here in this round.
Hey, listen.
So a knockout down in round 3, and now here early round 5. Tim Austin.
He was more hurt with the first knockdown than he was with this one, that's for sure. But nonetheless, that's a big point builder. It's like winning 2 rounds.
Now you see he's not as brave. He doesn't want to get in too close. Those winging left hooks are from center field.
He's winging from way outside to almost to keep Austin off. He's not really trying to hit him. He's just trying to keep him away from him.
All of a sudden, Perez a lot more cautious as they tangle up. Kenny Bayless cautioning Perez to watch the headbutts. Perez 28, Austin 29. Perez in red, or in white. Austin in red, the champion.
Austin hasn't gone to the body a lot once or twice. There he tried to, went a little low. I think a couple of good right hooks around the rib cage there and straight lefts to the solar plexus might help slow down this herky-jerky style that Perez has.
Well, Austin brimming with confidence. He now knows that he can hurt Perez with that left hand. It's not even his best left hand that could put Perez down, as we just saw earlier in this round. It is Austin in charge after a very slow start to the fight. The first couple of rounds drew boos from the crowd. And it was just a matter of time.
See, now, again, you see Austin coming in, he's bobbing and weaving, but he's not throwing the jab. That jab set up, I can't believe he set up 2 knockdowns and he stopped throwing them again. Just looking to counter.
I wouldn't clown around with this guy. Another 10-8 round for the champ. Cocky little kid, isn't he?
He certainly is. Take a look at the feet here. They get tangled a little bit, and now he just slips out and gets hit with a left. He gets hit with a straight left. They didn't really tangle the feet. They came close a couple of times. He was leaning away and got caught. You watch him start leaning away. He's leaning back, and his right foot just gives out from under. Knee-jerk reaction. Let's go down. From the overhead, we'll look at it. I think it's a combination of lean and the drive with a powerful left hand. He tastes some canvas.
Well, after 5 rounds, Perez may very well be behind by as many as 7 points. Scheduled for 12, the IBF Bantamweight crown at stake. Bobby, as you know, of course, the general rule of thumb for a conventional fighter when fighting a southpaw, move to your left away from the southpaw's strength. It just doesn't seem like Perez has that in mind.
I'm not sure exactly what Perez has in mind. He has a very interesting, unique, and awkward style, but it's not one that I could identify with too readily.
That is a fundamental rule of thumb in boxing. I've heard you say against certain lefties, throw left hooks to the body, then the right uppercut. With Austin, you have to neutralize that sharp right jab of his and move to the left to avoid his powerful straight left, but then you got to be careful of his right hook, which is very effective, so you almost can't win.
Well, if you do it right, you know, it's one of those things where your rhythm and his rhythm will tell you and it'll dictate what happens. Your rhythm works, the left hand and the left hook's working, the left side's working better for you. You can time that side better. That's just how it works. Sometimes it's the straight right hand. The straight right and the straight left on the other side are both effective against each other.
And when I said you can't win, I meant it, because nobody to this juncture has beaten Tim Austin. He's 21-0-1 with 19 knockouts. Great amateur career, 113-9. Down goes Perez for the 3rd time in the fight.
Double left hand. He's hurt this time, Steve.
Yeah, this is the worst of the 3.
6, 7, 8.
He's game, though. He's got a terrific heart.
Gloves.
He crawled back up. He says he's all right to Kenny Bayless.
He's not all right.
He's just hanging in there now.
legs yet, but he's not already.
All right, Tim Austin wants to jump on him and end it right here in the 6th. With about a minute to go, there it is. Down he goes off a combination, and that might do it. He doesn't want it to end, and Kenny Bayless wants to stop it. Yeah, he stopped it, and Jesus Perez is pushing Bayless off. He wants to continue, but this is academic.
A fighter with attitude, but you're right, academic.
All immaterial. 4th time he's gone down. And Tim Austin remains champion in a pretty emphatic fashion here in round 6. He just took over in the 3rd round. And that was it. All Tim Austin.
Come on, DK.
Make it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen.
No reason to continue this fight.
That was just a matter of solving that awkward style, getting his rhythm, getting his timing against a herky-jerky style that's probably very hard to fight. I never fought anybody quite that crazy, except one time a little bit, a guy named Alijo Bed. And he could literally do the limbo. I throw a right hand, he could duck under, just by bending over backwards. Drove me crazy.
That must have been frustrating.
It was. And eventually he got disqualified, but it was just very awkward.
Well, the ecstasy and the agony right there. So following a 7-month layoff, a recharged Tim Austin able to retain his belt at the expense of the #1 contender and previously unbeaten Jesus Perez of Colombia. Austin's 6th successful defense. 4 knockdowns from Austin.
We'll look at this first knockdown. He works in the round, a double jab again, hits him to the side, but here comes the second left hand. First one got his attention, slapped him a little bit. That one caught him clean flush right on the jaw. Now we're going to see a very vicious right uppercut on the inside. Austin stalking him. Comes down, bends up, and comes up underneath. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the other overhand left. That was a replay of the overhand left. First knockdown. There's the one that doesn't land well. Got him off balance. That one's on the chin.
A very emotional Jesus Perez. Now the tears flowing down his face.
Do I have to say it? Hey, there's no crying in boxing.
Thank you.
It's enough.
Having a 6-week.
He was very confident, so I guess it's a major blow, even more so than he thought.
No crying on this side as Tim Austin lifts his record to 22-0-1 with 20 knockouts.
Cincinnati Kid.
Cincinnati KO.
KO Kid.
After the first knockdown.
I did cry once.
How did you
When I won the first won the title, I cried for joy briefly.
Yeah, I
I
bet.
didn't let anybody see
I
it.
just wanted to land my shots down the middle, and I just adjusted just by
Austin.
Here comes the coup de grace. Coming up on the inside. He works in nice. You can see this guy's hungry. He leans over, gets some nice leverage. Tall man. Right uppercut. Beautiful. Again, that's how you draw it up. You see him still watching, trying to get his timing. Here comes right up underneath. Oof. Beautiful.
But if there is a negative for Austin, only 2 fights over the last 15 months. Will he fight more frequently at age 29? Can he make 118 easily? He wants Virapol Sahaprab, the WBC champ, next. We'll see what happens. We're set for the official word to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes, 2 seconds in round number 6. Our referee in charge, Kenny Bayless, stops the contest. The winner by way of technical knockout. He is still undefeated and still the IBF Bantamweight champion of the world, the Cincinnati Kid, Tim Austin.
Cincinnati Kid.
Doing it with authority tonight. He says he wants to unify the Bantamweight championship.
Come on, going all the way, baby.
Remember the last unified Bantamweight champ? Kid from Philly? Jeff
Chandler.
Chandler, very good.
Oh, yes.
Come on, the pay-per-view wants him here.
Well, we'll see if Tim Austin become the next one. All right, up next, the main event, Holyfield Ruiz 2. Holyfield's performance in the first fight had some questioning whether at 38 his skills had...
I know it's Timmy, was it only a matter of time before you put him away?
Well, Steve, I just wanted to land the clean shots, and I knew that I'd get this guy.
He seemed to be showboating a little bit for you early in the round. Like in the third round, he showboated. You put him down and saw. And do you think that was one of the reasons for him going down again?
Well, he was real confident coming in. You know, he was the #1 contender. He come all the way from Colombia, and he didn't come, you know, to take a loss like he did. And he came with a lot of heart.
Timmy, why don't you fight more? 2 fights in 18 months.
Well, it's going to be active more now. It was just about, you know, picking the right opponents and getting the opportunity to fight the top guys.
Was it kind of difficult for you to figure him out because he seemed at times wild, maybe even unorthodox?
Well, I had to find my rhythm in there with this guy, putting speed punches together and take my time, and that's what worked for me.
How happy are you with your performance tonight, aside from knocking him down and having it finished in that round?
Oh, I'm excited because, you know, I worked it hard for this fight. You know, my sparring partners came in and they told me, you know, we come here to work. So, you know, they got me ready for this.
So you're going to be seen a lot more. You're going to become a little more active now.
I want to unify my title with the WBC champion, Payayala, and them guys out there.
All right. Thank you so much, and good luck to you.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, Steve, back to your ringside now from Jim.
All right.
Just spit it right in there. Don't worry about it. Drop your hands. Be sharp. Change your angle. Give him that, hey, come on. And snap your punch.
So you saw the champion.